Hey guys, it's a beautiful day, and I had ordered some packages and one came in. I'm not sure exactly which one this is for my car, but I thought I'd come out and open it up. It is an extremely cold and windy day, so I thought I would just do this in the car. So I have my package here, and we'll go around and I'll get out of the sunlight and we'll open it up. Alright guys, had to move out of the sun. Alright, let's see what we got here. Got some new Sunroof Deflector Hinges. I've been needing a set. I have a few spare sets, but you know, they're all 30 years old and they're not worth the effort to put on. By the time you put them on, they just crack up and break anyway. So, alright, I'm going to see if I can't get these on. Hopefully you guys can see these. Let's see if I can get the sunroof open here. Here we go. Alright. So you can see my passenger side deflector hinge is busted, and this one is soon to follow, so I just went ahead and ordered both. You can see it's already cracked. Since the other hinge is broken, the easiest way to get this hinge out here is to undo these two screws. So once you've got your screws out, you'll see that your deflector is now free, and the only thing left to do is remove the two screws on the inside of the hinge here. So right, you can see the two screws here, and I do want to point out that normally I wouldn't really make a video so elaborate for such a simple task, but you know, I find that most of the time when I don't do these things, a lot of people ask for them. So I thought I'd just go ahead and make a elaborate video on it anyway. You know, even though it is a very simple task to change these things, even one-handed like that, and you just let the screws fall out on the floor. I get people always asking to see all the steps, so there you go. That's one sunroof deflector hinge removed, and you can see my deflector is just hanging down here now. And I'm going to do the same for the other side. So right on this side, I'll be doing the same thing. I'm going to start by removing the two screws in the deflector itself. With that done, next we'll remove the two screws in the interior. So alright, here's a better look at the old hinges. You can see that the driver's side was starting to crack, and it probably wouldn't be long before it disintegrated like the passenger side did, so that's why I went ahead and bought new hinges. Like I said, I have a bunch of these hinges laying around, but they're all in similar condition to this one here, and I don't really feel that it's worth the effort to put old hinges in a car. So that's why I ordered these, and I'll be getting these out of the package and we'll be having a look at those. Here's a look at the new ones. You can see there's no cracks, and we have the Porsche part numbers here. So these are genuine, and I can't wait to get them in to not only make my car look a little bit better, but function a little bit better as well. So when you're installing your new hinges, you may find that your hardware has some ugly white oxidizing on it, and it looks terrible when you put it on your new hinges. So what I did was wash them and use a soft bristled steel brush to remove the oxidizing, but it did not seem to harm the anodizing that's on the hardware. here's all your hardware. You can see the 2 screws that mount it inside the car, and you will also have this washer. This washer sits right inside there like that, and it will be on the other side of the hinge when you mount it into the car. And then these are what connect it to the deflector itself. So once you have your first hinge in, you may notice that there is a gap where this is not sitting in there correctly. What you'll want to do is make sure you have the 2 screws loose on the inside there, and then push this into position. Be careful not to push here because you don't want to break this. So once you've got everything lined up here, you can go ahead and tighten down your 2 screws on the inside, but you'll want to leave these 2 here loose and lay the deflector flat so it's easier to install the hinge on the opposite side. So now I have my passenger side fixed, and this was the side that was broken, so it's nice to have it functioning again. And now I'll go over and replace the driver's side. So to install the opposite side hinge, you'll want to make sure the deflector's flat so that way you can slide it in from this direction. And you also want to make sure that these 2 screws and the screws inside are loose, so that way you can position it where it needs to go. And at that point, the deflector should be working properly and you're ready to tighten everything up. So alright, once you got your hinges in, you'll know that you have them set correctly when you have very little gap when the deflector is laid flat like this. So you can see that my deflector looks a little bit faded compared to my new hinges. I also want to keep the hardware from oxidizing again, so I'm going to put some trim restorer on it here, and that should keep it looking good and protect it. So I have one side done here, and as you can see, it's made a drastic difference. There you have it, guys. My wind deflector now matches my brand new hinges, and now I'm ready for warm weather to get here so we can drive with the top off. With these new hinges, you may notice that it goes into any position that I desire, and it doesn't flop around. So it's something to consider if you're having trouble with your deflector moving around or flopping around. It may be time for some new hinges. So there you go, guys. The only thing left to do is chuck these old hinges in the garbage. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. So alright guys, I was riding around the neighborhood and I came across a yard that had 2 944s. I knocked on the door, but I don't believe anyone's home, and I'm not going to mess around while no one's home. So anyway guys, maybe one day I'll get a look at these cars and we'll let you know.